So, welcome everybody and anybody that's clicked play on this episode. You're now tuned into a new podcast. It's called You Smile, I Smile podcast. And yeah, I'm proud to announce this first episode today. So, this podcast was inspired. The name You Smile, I Smile podcast was inspired by Lewis Dwayne Morgan, aka Smokey. Now, I'm sure quite a lot of people that's watching this episode was aware of who Smokey was, and there will be people who ain't aware of who Smokey was. So we're going to make you aware, and we're going to give you a bit of a background. But Lewis was known for his distinctive personality, larger-than-life character, full of ambitions not only to better himself, but the people around him and whatever community he found himself in. Laughing, smiling, not many dull moments were had around Smokey. And if you know, you know. It wasn't until I was actually about 15 years of age that I met Smokey outside a community studio in Pill. At the time was called Pilot Project. Lewis was with a friend of his from college, and he was into creating, filming, and he heard about the platform YouTube. So at this time, Lewis wanted to film some MCs, some musicians. So we became friends from this point on, around 2005, 2006. So moving forward, Lewis filmed everybody. We became resident MCs to the channel, battling ciphers, outdoor car parks. He was a pioneering channel at the time for South Wales. There wasn't nobody doing what Lewis was doing. If anybody's aware of the channel called SBTV, Jamal Edwards, who is no longer with us, it was called Smokey's Bars TV. But every time they would search Smokey in YouTube, Smokey's TV would come up. So we had to change the name to SBTV, which they went on to do amazing things I'm pretty sure everybody is aware of. So moving forward, Lewis took to the microphone himself, creating tracks, doing videos with his hype style stage presence, which was always needed. So moving on, Lewis was doing an engineering course in university, changing his paths from what he was currently doing, and we came across he had some difficulties with an illness, which led to a diagnosis of cancer, and if I'm correct, it was a brain tumour. But this time, Lewis didn't want sympathy from anybody. He continued to make people smile, wanted people to smile, and wanted everybody to feel good, and just good vibes like Lewis always brought. So along the way, he was in university in French in Bristol. The studies came to a halt as Lewis underwent therapies, chemotherapies, and the process of getting well from the cancer. So Lewis made a hashtag called You Smile, I Smile, and he was documenting his journey through his illness, and he'd always say, You Smile, I Smile. So when I was thinking about making this podcast, I wrote lots of names down. I could never move past You Smile, I Smile, because it was giving me the feeling in my stomach that that's what I needed to do, and it also kept Lewis's legacy going. And it just feels like, carrying on what he was doing for the city and what he did for me. Because I know that my creativeness through my music and my obsession and passion, I keep that drive going, but Lewis has a big part still to play with. In his absence, he still has a big part to play in that. He left a mark on his community, his family, and his friends' life, and he continued to inspire everybody until this day. And that's the reason why I'm not cracking up, and it's the reason why we're sat here today with this podcast. Further on down the line, I'm looking to turn You Smile, I Smile into a charity, and what we're going to do is we're going to use the money raised in the future to help young children who have had the same diagnosis as Lewis had, and we can make them and their family smile through their bad times. So, sorry for any of the speaking wasn't too clever. This is the first episode, but we're going to keep it moving. So my first episode, there was only one person who I had in mind that I needed to kickstart this off the right way, to give me the energy to move forward and to keep the spirit in this building and with me and with everybody. So I'm grateful today, and I'm grateful for his presence, and I'm grateful from the heart. Today we've got Smokey's father, Danny Dread. Danny, how are you?
Yeah, give thanks for life. We're here. Give thanks for life.
What more can we say to that? Give thanks, we're here. Danny, thank you so much, like I just said, for coming here. And I'm just gonna get straight into it, Dan. I just want the people. There's stuff that I'm gonna learn today.
Yeah.
That I'm pretty sure. I'm just intrigued because Lewis is a good friend, and I know the stories. I know bits and bobs, but to hear it from you is going to be amazing. And I'm pretty sure everybody else at home is going to want to hear this too. So Dan, I want to take you back to where you was born, and what year was you born?
I was born 1959 in Jamaica in a country, a place called Clarendon.
Yeah.
And it wasn't what you would call a village. It was like just a place where there's a few houses and a few people live. Is what I mean. And that was my start after life. I grew up with my granny and my grandfather. My parents were in England at the time. Yeah.
Oh, your parents were already in England.
Yeah, they were always
when you was young and you was a child.
Yeah, my dad left when I was born.
For work?
No, yeah, they left here to come over, try to better themselves.
Yeah, of course.
And my mom left when I was 2, so I never really knew them until
until you came to England.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Dan, that's amazing. So this, what I want to ask you is, when you was in Jamaica with your grandparents when you was young, and you was in school, and like, what was your childhood interest? But also, can you give us a bit of a insight to what your community was like? What activities as a child could you do whilst you was playing in Jamaica? What was there for you to go and do?
Well, let's put it this way then. We never had TV, yeah?
Yeah. When
I was in Jamaica, I seen TV twice. One of the time the TV was working, and one of the time it was just a TV, yeah? we had radio, yeah? And but sometimes you had to take out the battery and sun the battery to charge the battery again to use on the radio back then, yeah?
So did you just say leave the batteries in the sun?
Yes.
So they get more energy to put back in?
Yes.
That's just for the radio?
Yeah, just for the radio. And what we grew up on, verbal story, like my grandparents tell us stories about mainly Hanansi and like, I think it's like a tradition of putting words to make you better, is what I mean.
Yeah.
Just as an example, this is one what stick with me, yeah?
Yes, please.
My granny said to me, yeah, the truth is as straight as an arrow, and a lie goes around and round. And I live by that because I believe in the truth.
And you believe in the truth because it stems from that place?
Yeah, from that time till now.
So see, for me, I love all cultures, but Caribbean culture I've been drawn to since I was a young boy. And one thing that's got me with my friends, their grandparents, one thing that I really love is, like you just said, the spiritual message through just words.
Yeah.
You know, the TV, but that's powerful. And so, was your grandparents Rasta too?
No.
Your own decision to become Rasta?
It was my own decision, and I'm the only Rasta out the family. I got 11 brothers and sisters.
And you're the only Rasta?
I'm the only Rasta.
So did you take Rasta? Did you get the Rasta from? Was you Rasta from when you was in Jamaica, or did you come to the UK Rasta?
No, I didn't. I came and spent time in school. It's after I left school that I become Rasta. In my teens. Okay. So 17.
So the activities you was just listening. So the music side of things, you was obviously, because there was no TV.
Yeah.
And the radio, you had to charge the batteries in the sun. So was there a lot of was there people playing music, guitar, bongos, drum?
No. My introduction to the music was that, although I live out in a little village type of thing, this man came from a different district, and he set up a bar, and he used to bring sound system to play dance and thing, yeah?
Yeah.
And those time I was the youngest out of all of them, yeah. So they used to go to the dance. I used to be in my bed listening to the tune, the man hearing the excitement and dreaming of having a sound system from then.
Yeah.
That's where it's...
Okay. Yeah. So this moves us to this one.
Yeah.
Your journey. So this is your childhood in Jamaica. Yeah. Boom, grandparents. Your parents are in the UK. So then your journey to the UK. The reason you came And was it Bristol that you came to first when you came to the
I
UK?
came straight to Bristol, yeah.
And the reason was the same as your parents, to come better your life.
Well, it's my parents over here, so eventually they would send for me. So
They sent for you too, Okay, brilliant. So do you know when you first came here?
Yeah.
And how old was you when you first came?
11.
You was 11?
Yeah.
Yo, okay. Okay, I thought you came late. See, this is brilliant. I thought you came later as a man. You came to here as a child too.
Yes.
And do you know then when you got to say 16 and you finished your school?
Yeah.
What was the work that was available for everybody? That was what year would you have finished school?
76.
76. So what was the you was doing then? Was you in science system?
Well, at that time there was more work about. There was a lot of engineering places and different stuff.
Right.
Stuff those time. And plus you had like a place called the skill center. But if you didn't have a skill, you could go back and learn a skill or something. Is what I mean. Back then.
Okay, I'm with you. So is that where Lewis took the engineering side of things from? Did you inspire him to be? Did you chuck the word engineer into him and he thought, do you think that came there, or was that Lewis like, yeah, I'm gonna go and?
No, really, no. I think he when he was with me, he worked at Bristol Airport, and it was like what's it called, like second to an engineer, like, and he spoke to the engineer.
So the engineers were inspiring him.
Yeah, that's right.
So then, sound system.
Yeah.
We've talked before the podcast about sound system. So what I'm going to ask is your take on sound system culture, what sound system culture means to you, and also the sound system culture within Bristol, just Bristol.
Yeah.
So what does it mean? What's the sound system to you? And because I know you just told me that you had one.
Yeah. Well, to me it was a lifeline for the music back then, because everybody know reggae music. Everybody play reggae music now, but back then they never played it. Played it on the radio. You might get a one tune on the radio, might get a Bob Marley or a Desmond Dekker and so, but all the music what was made in Jamaica at that time wasn't getting played.
Carol Thompson.
No, the English version. But then we had Geg Isaac, we had Dennis Brown.
The true Jamaican artists.
Yeah, man. Burning Spear. We had too many.
Luciano.
I mean. No, Luciano wasn't about in those times.
What, he come after?
We.
Wow. See, I thought Luciano was back then.
No, man. Delroy Wilson and all them, man.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, sound system culture, man. I'm still fascinated by it. I'd love to build one. Have some of your friends still got sound system?
Yeah, I know people who still got sound system. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, so we're gonna take it. We're gonna skip forward a little bit. So you're here in the UK.
Yeah.
You've become a man. Life's moving, and then obviously you met Lewis's mum.
Yeah.
That you met Lewis's mum in Newport or Bristol?
Bristol first.
She was over there from Newport.
Yeah.
And then you became.
Well, it never quite work out the first time I tried. I seen her. Do you know the Trinity? Trinity Center in Bristol.
Yeah, I'm going there in April to watch a gig, but I know the Trinity Center.
Yeah, there was some contest or something going on down there, and because we were like a sound crew at the time, like we had our whistle blowing and creating vibe. So she had a white friend with her, yeah, and she liked our vibe. So she asked her friend asked if could they take a picture with we. So I did, and then I asked her out, and she said no, but I think she was going out with somebody at the time, is what I mean. And then it's about 2 years after before me and her link up again.
So this leads me to the other question.
Yeah.
How did you link up again 2 years later? What happened? Boom, like, do you know, in 2 years? Should we leave that? Should we leave that?
I'll try to show you a clean version of it. Yeah?
Okay.
We were out promoting in Cardiff and Newport, yeah?
Yeah.
And I just had my sister make me a suit, yeah, black and white suit, but it was just only white suit with like a piping and thing like. So when we was out, wherever we go, got some sort of excitement, is what I mean. And we come back from Newport and come back from Cardiff, stop in Newport. And there was a girl at the door, and my friend them was giving her the talk and things. What I mean, so when I was going inside, I said I'll see you later for a dance, and she came there and was dancing all night, and something happened and she disappeared. Yeah, and she disappeared, and Diane came in, and that's where we kicked her from there again.
You danced together. Can I just say something?
Yeah.
You just said it so naturally, and I was dancing all night. Yeah. Obviously, that's you dancing all night. Do you know Lewis?
Yeah. Yes.
Could not stop that boy from busting them.
Yes, man. Yes.
He's a dancer, bro. He would stop dancing everywhere, no matter where. So, yeah, that's nice. Okay, so what year was Lewis born?
1988.
1988. What was he like as a child when he was first born? Did Lewis have problems? Because I've heard some stories and that Lewis was unwell as a child.
Yeah. He had cancer from probably a baby, is what I mean.
Okay.
And he had an operation to take out one side of his cheek and thing.
Yeah. Okay, so okay. So then Lewis is Diane, God rest her soul too.
Yeah.
Diane was not very well with cancer too, am I right?
Yeah, she died of cancer.
Died of cancer when Lewis was
9 months.
9 months.
9 months, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Lewis, yeah. Now this is making sense. So, yeah. So obviously Lewis's mum passing away is a tragedy for you.
More than
a tragedy, yeah, because you have a child, Lewis, on the planet. You have your own soulmate, your partner. So this leads me to asking this question. You're based in Bristol.
Yeah.
Gloria and everybody was based in Newport.
Yeah.
And then, so did Lewis stay here from the start, or did he come? Did he stay with his grandparents, or was he just coming with everybody?
No, he was here from the start.
Yeah.
He was here from the start, and
sorry.
This part of the story gets to where or whatever, but I will try to say it as straight as I can, if it's what I mean. I'm speaking my truth right here, so now is what I mean. Yeah.
I just want you to speak your truth and not and feel comfortable. Yeah.
And the thing is, my truth, it would hurt everybody over here, because it's my son, and I wanted him with me, if it's what I mean. And they wanted him over here as well. So it's like, say, if I had my wish then, then we wouldn't be here talking. No, is what I mean.
No, we wouldn't.
We wouldn't. But it's like, say, what man-made plan is the father wipe that out, if so what I mean. And that's how I accept it like that, if so what I mean. So I won't really go down into depths of things, if it's what I mean. But it's my son, and I fought to have him with me, if it's what I mean.
Okay.
But then I'd prefer to have him over here and have part of him than none of him at all. You understand?
Yes.
That's where I am. Yeah.
Yes, blessings. Okay, thank you. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm fully with you. And for me to just add something there, I said you said that people over here, speaking your truth might offend people over here. For me to just put my piece in, if anybody has got the right heart and they see from a father's eyes, and now everybody's grown from the sides of the family, I think, personally, I think they would respect your decision, man, because what type of father wouldn't want that? So I think that they would realise it's only natural for you to feel that way. So that's just my input to you, for you to maybe realise that you have no problem. Everything and every way you have felt is I would feel that way. Does that make sense? That's exactly how I would feel. So yeah, Lewis was with his grandmother, and I know he was coming over to Bristol to see, obviously, you and the family and his brothers, sisters, and everybody else. But I just want to know what Lewis was like growing up. So what I want to know is, when he was growing up, was he a bubbly character? Was there signs that he was like, outgoing? Does that make sense? Like, I just outgoing. Lewis was like
well, the thing, like, in my family, all of us is outgoing. But because we love to tease each other and whatever and thing. And if you can't keep up with the banter, then you're in problem, is what I mean. But he was fine and things. Like, he was fine, and he had his own crew over there, is what I mean, because my younger sister, picking them, they were the same age as him, is what I mean. So they grew up together.
Which have become my friends now, I believe, as well, if we're on the
Yes. And when Lewis was born over here, there was only 2 grandkids over here. There was only him and Owen. And then
big Owen, of course.
And then the rest came, and then him and them grew up together as well, is what I mean.
Shabba would have been after Lewis, yeah?
Yeah, but Shabba is a few
2-3 years younger than Okay. So let me see where we're at. So Lewis is with his grandmother. Yeah, and he was boom. So the first time, this is just a little something to chuck in. The first time I saw somebody eat a fish with the head still on, you know where we are. And within Newport.
But then again, I don't really think he got that from me, you know.
No, obviously being in the Caribbean culture with his grandparents.
No. His granny loved to eat fish head.
Every time. Sorry. But so when he was with you, what was Lewis's favourite? Because obviously there's always been good food in the house. I know I've been about. What was Lewis's favourite food growing up as a child? You know, if it wasn't the norm that people would eat? Something from the culture. What was his favourite? I
don't know.
You don't know?
But I can say then, yeah? He used to enjoy all the food that we used to cook and give.
So the answer is everything.
Everything. I think in the last part, he was eating a lot of steak and thing in the last part before he went. But before man, everything there, because got to bring up my sister Alit as well, because enough time when I was working, he'd spend time there, and she was a great cook. My sister Pam, all of them are a good cook. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he was back and forth in all those houses.
Yeah, do you know when I was, we went into Glorious, he took me in there years ago, and I watched her take the chicken out of the oven with the tray with her bare hands.
Yeah.
But then when she turned in the kitchen, she was speaking to us.
Yeah.
And she still got the tray in her bare hands, yeah? I'm saying I didn't say nothing. And then when we've left, I said, your nan just get... He looked at me like, I said, what? Listen, she just opened up the oven.
Yeah.
Wow. So, moving forward then.
Yeah.
So, Lewis's brothers and cousins and everybody in Bristol, I used to come over when I was 16 with Luke. Lewis, we used to drive over, and we used to do some Smokey's TV over in Bristol. We used to spread the vibes there and bring everybody, man. And I remember we used to turn up. There'd be loads of people there. At this time, was you watching like from a distance to seeing the Smokey's TV? What was the feeling you were seeing of watching your boy, like kind of basically inspire everybody? Because he was just like, he was inspiring musicians, but not one, but a whole heap. So was there a feeling at the time that you was getting like, pride?
Yeah, well...
Or was it just natural? Because obviously, was it like, we're trendsetters, that's us?
No, I wouldn't quite put it that way. Because, well, I done my thing, but to me, he took it on a higher level again. His thing was bigger than mine, is what I mean. And in the sound system, in my town, I went as far as I could go, is what I mean.
Yeah. So we're going to dive back a little bit, because we was walking here and we was having a little talk about sound system and about when you came to Newport and when you went to Cardiff, and we just touched on that. So when did you like calm down with the sound in Newport? Actually, because we're based in Newport and Danny's Bristol, but Danny used to come to Newport back in the day. Dan, can you give us a little insight? Because he said that there wasn't many places that we could have blues parties in Newport and Cardiff at them times. But was there any in Newport that you can recall?
Yeah, there was one in Ringland.
Out of all places, come on.
Yeah. A woman had a house named Lorraine, and we used to play blues there now and then, like bank holidays or so. And there was one down in Pill. Pill is a commercial
Commercial Road,
Yeah, on Commercial Road. There was a shop front we used to play down there.
Oh, okay, I'd love to know who this Lorraine is because I live in Ringland and I'd love to know who Lorraine is so I could maybe...
I think she came from Southampton and might have gone back to Southampton. But that's a good few years now, buddy.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to a different direction here because I've came to so many parties in the cricket club in Bristol.
Yeah.
Fish Pond. Where is the cricket club in Bristol? Even though I've come, what part?
What's it called? Whitehall.
Whitehall, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you know that cricket club?
Yeah.
Is that a big part of the Caribbean culture in Bristol? Is that where the... Because every time I've gone there, it's been like, influenced by Caribbean culture, the kitchen, the food, everything's banging.
Yeah.
Has that been a place since you've been here for years where the parties and gatherings and...
Well, I've been around before those places.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've been around. Yeah, it's been around here still, but I come from way back when. I come back from when Tony Bullamore had the Bamboo Club back in the 70s. The cricket club is probably in the 80s.
Okay, that's why I wanted to know for, because me absorbing, when I'm in there, and I've been looking around and watching it just because I'm a people watcher, in my head I made the story of this has been going for years and people's grandparents have been coming here, which is still probably out. But it doesn't go back as much as I did. In my head I thought, I thought when the first generation of Windrush came, this is where they would have played their cricket, this is where they would have, do you know what I mean?
No, they were bouncing around before.
Okay. So, this year is going to be 10 years that Lewis is no longer with us. Am I correct in saying that?
What were they?
2015, 1st of September.
September 15.
So, 2025 now?
Yeah.
September. I'm going to ask you to, now you're here, can we party?
Yeah?
Can we party the 1st of September?
Yeah, we can party.
Can we celebrate?
We can celebrate.
Can we celebrate life the 1st of September?
Yes, we can.
There we go.
I'd love to be there if you put on something.
No, it's not happening if you're not there.
All right, then.
Yeah. No, it's not. No, this is a family guy.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So it's obvious, this is going to be a little bit, this is getting a bit deeper, but it's obvious the difficulties as a father to see the son go through what he went through. And I know it's personal to you, your family, but do you have any advice for any parents out there, or for anybody going through as a father, as a parent, what you did with Lewis, and watching your child go through what they go through and then leaving the earth? Is there anything that you can say, an advice you can give to the people, a message you can give to the world for somebody if they're going through the same thing? What would you say to somebody?
That's
okay, that's not a problem.
What would I say?
What would you say to a friend of yours that is going through the same, to keep him strong?
There's many things come to mind. Yeah?
Okay.
A good friend of mine said to me one time, well, he told me this when Diane passed. He said, pain don't have no memory. Like if you cut your hand and you hurt yourself and you feel that pain. After a while, when the pain clears, you don't have the memory. So what I mean. So the truth is, time. It's only time will time that does it for one. Because when you lose somebody, your head is full up of it, and it takes time for it to go. But all you do is try to focus on the good what that person done in this earth.
Yeah, man. So this leads me to this: the person, the good that the person done on this earth. So give us an insight to Lewis's attitude, the last year of his life, and what would, just his last year on the. What was his attitude? There was times, I don't want to talk about the times where Lewis would have been not very well to a point where he wasn't himself, because that would have took a lot, which I know. But I seen him. For the last year, I seen Lewis in a light where he was always the same, if not more inspiring, more smiling. The words and the wisdom and things for me, this is just for me personally, from my experience with like he was always giving off good vibes still, like really. Was that what you were seeing? Was there happiness? Because I see photos of Lewis and Ruth, and their smiles are big. You know, was there a lot of good times? Did you capture a lot of good times in the last year together, or was you worried?
What can I say now? Yeah, this is what I say about this. Yeah, right.
Take your time, and we got all day. Don't worry.
All right. Yeah. Well then, to me, Lewis was like a computer. His brain taking things and process it. Yeah. And as a computer, then yeah, I am the one who programmed that computer for him to give it out to the rest of the world. Yeah. Because I know in my life I've been blessed from a longer time. Yeah. Because in my blessing, I asked for a blessing to fall on one of my friends. And I live to see the blessing. He become a very blessed person, if so what I mean. When he died, the whole Bristol was crying out when Bangy died, yeah? And when I see Lewis going through what he's going through, I asked the Father to put a blessing on him. And I could see in myself, with Lewis, how he was dealing with people. He had the blessing. So there was no really negative time after that because it's positiveness we're dealing with, if that's what I mean.
Yeah,
and there was
overweight.
And that's how he lived his life to the end. And I give thanks that he went peacefully, and I didn't watch him suffer and things, what I mean.
Yeah.
But the only part of it that I can never get over, Paddy, is the missing him. Yeah. The missing, you can. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, if so what I mean.
Yep.
Because recently, even this podcast, it just brought back some emotion. What I thought they're still in me, if so what I mean, and they never leave me.
Yeah, same. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Right, it's mad, isn't it? And you know when you sit and the world moves so fast?
Yeah.
The world moves so fast, yeah. And then you sit and like we've sat now. I know he's always in my thoughts, like, you know, always. But then when you sit and you deep it, it's like, we all move so fast and so we forget things and like, do you know what I mean? It just teaches me to just be positive, man, and just it's given me do you know what? More so now I've got older and I sit and think, I need a purpose. I need a purpose. I want to help something. I don't know. I'm still trying to find it. Do you get me?
I
want to help.
That's a Lewis vibe.
Yeah, but this is it. Do you get me? And if I can do that, then things are going to be good in life. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's only one way, and that's because, I'm finding it difficult to even express myself right now. But what I'm saying is power, and as I got older, I'm becoming more spiritual, and I'm somebody who energies. I deal with energies, and if I feel the energy from him so bad, more so like now. Obviously, time was moving fast in my from my mid-20s till now. I'm in my 30s now. I'm mellowing down as a man in my own skin, mature, and I'm analysing my last years. And then it's not until now I realise. Well, I've always realised, but the power and where I've come in my own journey, and it stems from I loved music and I loved lyrics and I loved that anyway. But the idea of combining with another mind like Lewis powered me to a place I could never have been, and took me on a journey. Took me on a journey, man. So I'm forever blessed. I'm just forever blessed to have even known Lewis, and I'm pretty sure anybody who's watching, you know, innit? And this is You Smile, I Smile. Anybody who's watching, you know. So we're going to keep it moving. We're getting close to the end of this podcast, Dan. But I just want to know if there was a message you think right now in 2025, the way the world is, because the world is all... Anyway, if Lewis was sat here today and there was a message he could say, and the message would reach everybody's ears in the world, you know what I mean? If there was something... What do you think he would say right now? Like, what do you think his message would just be? Just in a short couple of sentences, what would he say if you said to him, you got a chance here to say something and it's going to land on everybody's ears? What do you think?
Show some more love. Show some more love to you, to your friend, humanity, to everybody.
I see you smile when you said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, see how powerful love's the one, isn't it? Dan?
Yeah.
Love is a powerful thing, isn't it?
The good leave the badness alone.
Yeah.
Simple.
No badness.
Yes, it's simple.
Yeah, simple. Okay.
There's something I wanted to say though. Yeah?
Thank you.
But before I finish, yeah?
No, but not you. All the time's yours.
Everybody got their personal story or journey with Lewis and thing. Even when they pass and thing, like they got their story. So now, my story is, one time I was working out in Oxford, having to leave home from 4 o'clock in the morning and driving and like meditating in my mind. And I go on because the place I was working was a place called Siemens. They make scanners for
Siemens, I know the make.
Yeah. And Siemens. and when I work, I had to like clock in on the computer and clock out. If I start the job and don't finish, I have to go back on the computer. And I'm thinking, really, this is like Lewis' world. This is not really my world. my world. But I just felt like he was around me as we was driving along, is what I mean, yeah? So now I get to work. I'm there working. About 10 o'clock, one of the guy who interviewed me, yeah, come and ask me, what is this on my CV? I'm thinking, what's on my CV? It's just a CV, is what I mean. So he reading through a bit and he said like, enough experience, welding, how much years and whatever. And then the part come up, well, I just received this food and I'm going to name this food down, I think. Because what Lewis used to do, he used to have his what? He used to have his phone, he used to have his iPad and his laptop, and he'd be doing 3 different things.
Yeah.
So that's how we end up on my CV. On my CV.
He was there.
He was there.
Yeah, because you was right. See, when you said you felt him,
yeah.
You was right. Because he was, do you know what he was? And this takes me back to you said the banter, the family you have to keep up. He was thinking, I'm coming to work today. You're going to see this here today. Okay. Do you get lots of times like that, Dan? Do you know when? Do you get days go by when you think
plenty of time and doing different things or the movement of earth and things? What I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so we're gonna get. I just want a little something from you. Your favorite artist?
Yeah.
Your favorite music artist?
Oh gosh. You know, no.
Top 5, you can't give me one. Rastaman can't give me one favorite artist.
Yeah. Well, Dennis Brown, Bob Marley, Burning Spear. Blah, 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 blah. Here's one you won't know. What's his name?
Oh, put me to the test, man.
Oh gosh, what's his fucking name?
Cultured me.
No. Prince Farai.
You caught me off guard. Yo, do you know what I'm gonna do before we leave? Prince what?
Prince Farai.
Prince Farai. Tonight I'm listening to Prince Farai.
He's got what they call a rockstone voice.
A rockstone voice.
Yeah,
and why did they say the rockstone voice? Because it just cuts through.
Yeah, it's like Bojo. They got a. Yeah. Prince Farai don't sing, and he don't DJ. He just talk.
Just talk, but it's proper.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So you see people like Buju. Were they being inspired by Prince?
By who?
By the Prince, the guy you're on about.
Prince Farai.
Would Buju been inspired by them? Or was Buju's voice naturally being?
I think Buju's voice is naturally be there. Yeah.
Sound system.
Uh-huh.
Your favorite sound system?
I think in the world would be Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro, yeah.
Kilimanjaro, yeah.
Have I watched David Rodigan on YouTube, Clash Kilimanjaro Sound?
Could have, yeah.
Back,
But
because
with
I watched the
Trooper.
clashes. Mad.
Trooper, yeah.
So Channel 1, is that Jamaican based or UK?
UK base.
And I was born in the UK, the Channel 1 sound system.
Yeah. But there was a Channel 1 studio in Jamaica.
That's why I asked. That's why I asked.
Jamaica.
So obviously they had connections with the UK sound system, had connections with the Channel 1 studio.
Possibly, yeah. Because in the 70s, Channel 1 was a top studio and used to do enough good tune. So we started out in the 70s when reggae did start a really hit then time there.
Damn, I love reggae, man.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying it because you sat in front of me. My people know anyway. Whoever's watching know. It's just something about it, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
And do you know what? I'm from England and Norway, mainly. Family in Peel, brought up in Peel. But where we're from, we love reggae too. And like I said to you earlier on, England and Norway, you know, it's a dominantly white area, but we have our people in there, but everybody still listens to reggae, the power.
Yes,
and I remember you saying it wasn't on the radio, but
No,
it still
no,
cut
no,
through.
no.
My dad, God rest him as well.
Yeah.
Green Sleeves.
Yeah, Green
the compilations.
Yes.
I was brought up on them.
Yes.
Green Sleeve Sampler 13 is my favourite, and there's a tune with Merciless called Sexy Lover, man. And Junior Tucker.
Beautiful voice.
Junior
singing.
Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad.
And Sanchez got a beautiful singing voice as well.
My father's favourite artist.
Sanchez, yeah.
My father's favourite artist, man, Sanchez. We could keep on talking. We could keep on talking here, but what I'm gonna do is we're gonna come to the end. And what I want to say to you, Ruth, the family, and everybody from the bottom. This is from the bottom of my heart as I look at you here today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming here, and even giving us your time, or letting everybody know a little bit more about Lewis that they didn't know. Furthermore, I wanted to know Lewis's father's journey, which I know a bit more of. Dan, I'm blessed to still have the communication with you and still be in contact with you, and that will forever be the case. And I just send love to you and the family, and all the best for the future. And is there anything you would like to say to the people for the podcast before you leave?
Yeah, before I leave, I'd like to big up Aldit in helping grow Lewis Palm. And all the family over there, Glenn, Stephen, Randa, the whole lot, yeah. And of course, I like to big up all the Taylor family over here who helped bring him up as well.
Yeah, man. Takes two, innit?
Yes, it takes two, yeah. It takes two. He had the best of both worlds.
Lucky.
Yeah, he had the best.
Do you know some people think this is an unfortunate situation?
No.
Them situations as a kid, you don't see that.
Yeah. Hey, he traveled the world more than me to Rotterdam.
Yeah. And do you know when we was growing up, it was a thing that we could never go a day without him mentioning something about Bristol and you, and like it was always just to let you know, it was always talk. But then I've also got like Shabba, and everybody tells me about times when they were young, and it was a day out for them to come and see you.
Yes,
Do you get me? They used to love coming to see you over in Britain, like and then. Like I say to you, me being 16, Lewis was driving at the time with Big Luke. God rest. On this note, big up Big Luke too, and Tank. Because them three boys together were mad. But anyway, they used to take me to Bristol, and I, do you know when I was leaving Newport 16 in the car with the boys, I used to, and when we turned up in Bristol, he jumped out of the car, and it was just, I was like, rah, he just knew everybody like it was no more. And I want to shout at Gilly, I want to shout at Zeno, I want to shout at Dashvilles, I want to shout at Wish, all his cousins and brothers. You know, listen, I'm going to miss some names in it, but Lewis, do you know what Lewis has given to me from Bristol too? Some lifelong relationships. The people I've just mentioned they're my people too. Good-hearted people. Yeah, so I'm going to leave this podcast here and we're going to move on to the next episode. So this is the first. I'd like you to hit the subscribe button. And remember, this is the You Smile, I Smile podcast. This is the first episode and we're going to keep it moving. You've just been blessed and I hope you stay blessed. You smile, I smile. We're out.